Hey guys, Methane Nighty here. Today is Monday, April the 20th. I hope you guys are having a good day today, because Monday, it's going okay so far. I'm just going for a little walk right now, as it's about almost quarter to 3 o'clock. It's like 2:43 probably, if I have to guess. But it is about quarter to 3, so I'm just going to go for a little walk right now. And it's a nice and sunny out today. Like, you can probably tell it's like nice and sunny. Although it's actually kind of chilly outside. Like, you can probably tell I'm wearing a coat, and I'm also wearing gloves. But it's because it's kind of chilly outside. Like, I think right now it's like maybe only 5 degrees. Like, damn, it's only 5. And it's kind of weird because, last week it was like really warm and it was like feeling like summer. Which, don't get me wrong, I mean, I'm glad that, last week we had like the whole week of like nice warm weather. But today it's like a lot colder, a little more chillier. But at least the sun's out, so at least it's kind of not making it feel too bad out. And it's not really windy either, so at least that's good. So for today's video, guys, I want to kind of talk to you guys about something that I have talked about in some vlogs before, but I kind of want to do like a whole video about it. Because you guys can probably tell from the title of the video and the thumbnail. But I want to talk to you guys and kind of give you some more reasons and examples to why I think Chatham should get a Chick-fil-A. Because, I do think that we should get a Chick-fil-A in Chatham because, it is like one restaurant that I think would be a really good restaurant to have come to Chatham and open up here, right? Because, Chick-fil-A is a very popular restaurant, and I think it would be cool if, we actually had one here in Chatham. So I want to kind of talk about it in today's video and like kind of give you guys some examples to why I think we should. But before I do, guys, I just want to say that I hope you guys had a great weekend. And let me in the comments below and actually let me know how your guys' weekend was, because mine was okay. Yeah, it wasn't too bad. Honestly, I didn't really do a whole lot this weekend. On Friday, I hung out with Dustin and I did a vlog with him on that day. And then Friday night, I went to the Nest. And then Saturday, I didn't really do too much. I did that one vlog on Saturday where I was talking about that new event that's going to be coming to Chatham next month called Wing Fest. And then I went to the Nest again last night, or Saturday night too, sorry. And then yesterday, which is Sunday, I didn't do too much. So, yeah, I didn't really do too much this weekend, guys. But let me know in the comments below and let me know what you guys did. Like, let me know if you guys did anything like cool or interesting or whatever on the weekend. But yeah, guys. And by the way, I hope you guys did enjoy Friday and Saturday's vlogs. If you guys want to check both those videos out, in case you missed them, I will put a link to those down below. But anyways, let's get right into it. So, yeah, guys, I do think that Chatham should get a Chick-fil-A, though, because, Chick-fil-A, although they are still kind of just starting out in Canada, like, I think the first one opened in, like, I want to say, like, 2019. They are still starting out in Canada, as there are, already a good amount in Ontario. Like, I know, of course, we have some in Toronto, like, there's, like, a lot over in Toronto. But, we have one in Windsor, we have one, actually, I think there's 2 in London, actually. But yeah, there's 2 in London. And then there's 1 in Cambridge, 1 in Kitchener. I think 2 in Barrie. And then 1 in Aurelia, actually, which is a pretty small town near Barrie. And then there's a few in Ottawa. But, there are already a good amount of Chick-fil-A's in Ontario. But I'm sure, like, over time, they are going to probably open a lot more in Ontario. But I think it'd be really cool if we had one in Chatham. Because, there are some spots where they could put one. And a spot that I was thinking of in particular, I did talk to you guys about this before in a previous vlog, I think back in like, I don't know, either February or March. But you guys know the intersection of Grand Ave and Kyle Drive and like the Thamesley Plaza over there? Well, I was thinking that maybe they could put one kind of like in that area, And that one little corner of the parking lot in front of Mercado Fresh that had like that for lease sign over there for a while? Yeah, I was thinking maybe they could put one there because I think the most recent Chick-fil-A to open in Ontario is the one in Brampton. I almost forgot to mention that. There's actually one in Brampton too. But the Chick-fil-A that's in Brampton is actually located like kind of on an intersection as well between 2 busy roads. I can actually pull up an aerial photo of the Brampton Chick-fil-A. This is what it looks like. Yeah, this is the one in Brampton. And I was thinking for a Chick-fil-A in Chatham, it could look like something like this. you know, where they could build it like on the parking lot, like on the corner of Grand and Kyle, basically in front of Mercado Fresh in the plaza. Because, they are actually looking to build more buildings over there in that area, especially along the street, right? In front of the plaza. So I think a Chick-fil-A would be perfect for that, like, corner, right? And then, like, of course, along the others, along the whole street, like Grand, they could put, like, other places like Mary Brown's or Swiss LA or whatever, right? But, I'm just saying. And then here is an aerial photo of the plaza itself. And notice how in that corner, there's not really any cars parking there. Because usually, like, there's never really any cars parking in that little corner there, And that's where the for lease sign was, So, do you guys agree that it would be a perfect spot to put a Chick-fil-A in Chatham? Because if you guys also think about it, that area is very busy a lot. Like, Grand Ave and Kyle Drive, like, that intersection is, like, very busy a lot of the times. And, of course, that plaza is also pretty busy, too. And they also got, like, KFC across the street. And then they also got, like, A&W, Firehouse Subs, and Starbucks really down the street, too. Like, seriously, guys, if you think about it, it kind of makes sense. But, yeah. So that's a picture of the the plaza. But, like, if you guys really do think about it, though, like, Chick-fil-A is a very popular restaurant chain. Like, I know, like, I've also said, like, they should open a Mary Brown's in Chatham. Which, don't get me wrong, I do still think a Mary Brown's would be really cool to have in Chatham. But, I feel like, a Chick-fil-A, though, would probably get a lot more hype and, it would get people talking more because, like I said, it's more popular. I feel like it would probably get more hype. You know what I mean? Because there's a lot of other places that, like, that Chatham could have that, will get a lot of hype. But I think Chick-fil-A is, like, definitely one of them. Yeah, sorry if I kind of sound a little off today, guys, and sound like I'm kind of going off track. I tell you the truth, I've actually been trying to film this vlog like a few times now, but I keep getting distracted by like drivers and people and stuff like that. I'm also not trying to repeat myself too much, you know what I mean? I'm just kind of trying to focus on what I'm trying to say and trying to just, get my point across. So I do apologize, for that, guys. But but no, like I do feel like Chick-fil-A would probably get even more hype than Mary Brown's, if they announced that they were going to open one in Chatham, right? Because, I mean, I honestly never thought that we would get, like, Firehouse Subs here. Because, in 2022, when I had Firehouse Subs in Mississauga, I've been saying for a long time, like, pretty much for, like, a year, that I want a Firehouse Subs open in Chatham. And then it turns out, like, the year later, we got one here. So, yeah. And, I never thought we would even get Popeyes here until they actually opened one here, like, well, this was years ago, though, but, you know what I mean? Like, Chick-fil-A, like, I could see us actually having one. Because the population of Chatham-Kent alone, like, for the whole region, is, like, 120-something thousand people now. Meanwhile, the city of Chatham alone is, like, 40-something thousand. So, for the whole municipality of Chatham-Kent having, like, a population of over 100,000 people, that's a lot of people, if you think about it. Because I'm sure, like, people from other places in Chatham-Kent, like Wallsburg, Blenheim, or Tilbury, or Dresden, or whatever, I'm sure they will come here to try Chick-fil-A. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. Like, I'm sure, there are other spots in Chatham that would be also good for a Chick-fil-A, but that spot, I was telling you guys in particular, that's probably, in my opinion, like, probably the best option for a spot that can open one. Because it's a busy area, right? But yeah. And it would also be easy access to the highway, too, like the 401, because you just have to go down Kyle, down Richmond, down Bloomfield, and then boom, right there. You know what I mean? Plus, we have, like, a whole bunch of other, like, fast food places in Chatham. Like, of course, like, Tim Hortons, McDonald's, Burger King, Wendy's, Taco Bell, KFC, Popeyes, and, like, Arby's and stuff like that. So Chick-fil-A would definitely be a good fit for that, And, of course, like, Mary Brown's and, like, all that, right? That would also be another good one. But, yeah. Now, also, guys, to tell you the truth, I even posted my idea on like some Facebook groups of Chatham on Facebook, like Rain Rave and stuff. But there are a lot of naysayers about it, like saying like, "Oh, like like why or whatever." But I think what it really comes down to is that I think it's because, they would be afraid that their tax dollars will go up. Because really, any new thing that comes to town, the tax dollars go up. But I don't think not everything would. And I do still think it would be a great idea. As in fact, I actually have more people agree with me than rather those who disagree. But it's only the ones who are commenting are the naysayers ones. The ones who disagree. So, yeah. But I do think it's a great idea, and I even told Dustin about it, and even he thinks it's a good idea. Because even Dustin, even he wants us to have a Chick-fil-A. He even wants us to have like a Five Guys too, right? So, yeah. But yeah, what do you guys think? Do you guys think that'd be a good possible location for a Chick-fil-A in Chatham? Let me know in the comments below, because I do think it would be a good one. But yeah, so that's kind of wanted to mostly talk about, you guys, is my thoughts on how a Chick-fil-A in Chatham would look and where they should put one, and you know and also think about it, guys. It would also help create jobs too, because we need to have more businesses here so people would have more opportunities and options and get more jobs, right? And that way also people wouldn't have to go all the way out of town just to go somewhere, right? They would have it right here, which is what Chatham Kent needs to do. We need to open more places so that people would have more options here instead of having to drive all the way out of town, because not everyone can. So yeah, guys. Yeah, so I kind of wanted to just kind of do like this little video today, just kind of give you guys my thoughts and like tell you guys my idea. I know this is gonna be kind of a short vlog, but didn't want to make this a very, very long video. So yeah, guys, I'm gonna continue walking around. I'm probably gonna maybe go downtown, just I don't know, see what's going on over there, and then I'm gonna go home and then I can go out later. I wish it was a little warmer outside though, like like you can tell it's nice and sunny. It's nice out and sunny, but it's not warm. It's pretty chilly. But I hope that for the rest of this week, I hope it does warm up more. But yeah. All right, guys. Well, I think that's pretty much it for this vlog. I know it's not really gonna be too much to talk about, but like I said, I just wanted to kind of do like this little video for you guys. But I'm gonna get out of here now, guys. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, be sure to smash the button, subscribe to the bell on. My next video, guys, will probably be maybe Wednesday. Yeah, I'll think of something to do on Wednesday, so stay tuned for that. And then my video after that will be Friday, because on Friday I'm gonna go see Big Shiny Tunes at the Fortress. So stay tuned for Friday's vlog as well. But like I said, if you guys want to check out the videos I did this weekend on Saturday and Friday, I'll link to those two down below if you want to check them out. And of course, be sure to follow me on Instagram, my TikTok, and go check out my SoundCloud. Go check out my music Instagram, and go subscribe to my Relfit channel. All my links will be down below. You guys already know. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye, guys.